Good afternoon, Peoria. I'm Ced Dockery from Peoria Life, in studio with Robbie Criss, and today we're going to talk about the impact of a person really caring about his city.
That's good.
So, good morning, Robbie.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Man, I'm out here, baby. How you doing today?
I'm good. No more crying.
You was sharing
Yeah.
about all the influx of people you had
Yeah.
over in your personal dwelling. So
Yeah, it was.
my heart goes out to you.
Thanks. Thanks. Okay, so tell people who don't know who Robbie Criss is.
Wow.
Tell them about yourself.
So I'll start off like this. I'm very goofy. I'm sarcastic. A lot of people don't know that. I'm a family man. I'm the youth director for Dream Center Peoria. I have my own not-for-profit organization, and I'm a musician. I'm a lot of things, man. The list goes on and on. You can't put me in a box. So therefore, I'm gonna leave it like that. Anything else, you gotta most definitely call me into an interview, and it's gonna be $5K to start. I'm just saying.
I like that. I like
It's his free 99.
this week. This week is free night.
That part.
Okay, so let's get into this Dream Center gig you have.
Let's do it.
Tell us about it. What do you do at the Dream Center?
So I oversee all the youth services, and so that entails the after-school program, summer camp, all the athletic programs. We have a trades program where we're teaching youth carpentry skills, small engine repair, 3D laser printing, t-shirt printing, culinary, and the list goes on like of the different trades that we are offering. And so I've been at that ministry, that program for going on, it'll be 13 years this year in September. So a lot of people don't know, like the foundation, God allowed us to go in and literally lay the foundation.
Right.
So like now we see other young men stepping up, young women stepping up, and they are working together to support and help and uplift our generation here in Peoria. And that's like, as a leader, as a director, when you can see that, and I don't have to be there 24/7 to see it go on with or without me.
Right.
That's how we properly set people up and pass the baton.
Right.
Because we don't see that a lot of times in different positions and organizations where people are setting up that person to take over properly.
Right.
So I can say my cousin Jojo, Michael Winters, he's been with me for about 11 years in my journey of the 13. And so he's my predecessor, you know. And so now that God says different, you know, we've been grooming him, getting him prepared, and he has the big office space now. He has the keys to do whatever he needs to do. He come and check and balance with me. And that's how we work it, man. So I'm excited about, you know, what's happening at the center in our program. And it's beautiful, man. Like
I love it.
It's all up, as they say.
Wow. So I came to visit you last week.
Yep.
In your office. I thought it would be an office visit. It's
around the world.
But we were able to get the grand tour, right? We were able to see just about everything. I know you didn't show me everything. We saw a lot. We saw the auditorium.
Yep.
We saw your new studio going up.
Correct.
We saw the gymnasium. A classroom.
Yep.
Your boardroom. And then we saw some ideas going.
That part.
This is what I saw that I really enjoyed, that really thrilled me, and it made me happy.
Okay.
The first time we walked into the gym, and the way those kids came to you.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, there was no one coming with complaints. There was no one coming to start a fight with you. It was all love.
That part.
All love. Giddy, chipper love.
Right.
How does it make you feel?
Man, yo, it's humbling. And I will say God has put me in a position to always remember where I came from.
Yeah.
Because we've always had love. We know what love looks like, what it feels like. And a lot of our youth today don't know what that looks and feels like.
It's true.
And it's the most simplest form of a gift that we don't truly know how to give. Because we feel that everything is materialistic and tangible nowadays. instead of just giving a hug or just, patting that child or that youth on their shoulders. Like, yo, I'm here. I got you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I look at them and I just be like, and they know what to do. Like, because they understand that it's all love. It's not to harm them.
Yes.
To, make them feel lesser than. It's to help them to understand we make the mistakes now so we can soften the blows for later.
Yes.
So that chippery, that big smile, that for real hug, genuine hug from them to me and me to them, it's nothing but pure, unadulterated, just love and respect one for the other.
Yeah.
Because respect is a two-way street. And a lot of times we don't look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? We give love, but we don't expect it back. No. We should expect it back when it's in this raw and purest form.
Right.
Even if that person doesn't really know, they are learning. And that's what our children are doing. They are learning. When they come and give me a hug, they don't know. They don't really understand that you giving me that love back that I put into the universe.
Right.
So I'm excited about it, man. Like, and I wouldn't change it for nothing, man. Like, and those all are my babies. Like, I would go to bat for them just like I would go for my own.
I saw that.
Period.
I saw that. I mean, that's a beautiful relationship. It reminds me of a few other people I've interviewed here recently.
There we go.
We're only talking to the originals.
Oh, wow. Humble.
Right?
Gotcha.
We're only discussing these things with the originals, right?
Gotcha.
People who have natural kinsmanship with their city.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yes.
Because we're talking about Peoria Life.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the people who impact
Yes.
others' life in Peoria.
Yes.
And so I have to congratulate you and thank you at the same time.
Man, blessings. Right. Blessings. For real.
Thanks.
Man, blessings. Yes.
Big blessings. Big blessings. I appreciate it. Seriously.
Yes.
So, no one really, I didn't realize that you had been at the Dream Center so long.
Yeah.
All right? It only leaked out to me in the last year or so.
Wow.
Robbie's at, the Dream Center.
Right.
All right? So, is that purpose? Are you purposely keeping yourself under a blanket?
I would say yes. Smart men, wise men, undetectable men, they move in silence, and so therefore I learned to do that because I could not be at that time in a place where I'm doing all these interviews and all these showcases and I'm promoting and advertising and this, because then you take away from grassroots.
Yeah.
I'm grassroots. You understand? And some people, I never forget, and I share this on your show, and I don't even care if dude watching or not, but I never forget, I was at another organization and I was working, and they had these top leaders that was under 30 or something, because I was under 30 at that time. And I was doing my due diligence, working, and like, yo, how do I do, all this stuff, but just keep a low profile, okay? So this guy is working, he's coming in working with another business organization in our organization at that time, not Dream Center, whole nother organization. So this top leaders, under 30, and he was talking about, he's like, yeah, man, I'm going to nominate myself and this, that, and the other, and I'm going to go in. And I was like, oh, this is how we get to the goal.
Wow.
Some are probably organically picked out.
Right.
But some people, like, for real, put themselves in that situation. And I'll never forget, like, months later, looking at the book, and there he was, then nominated himself. And I'm like, this is what we do? Peoria, 7-4, this is what we do?
No.
But it made me laugh inside. But then at the same time, it made me say, wow. Because we don't take the time to, like we're doing. So big up to you. Thank you.
Appreciate
for
it.
Calling me out, say, hey man, you one of the thoroughbreds. You one of the
Most
people, man, that's representing the whole community of Peoria. Like, that's what you do. So when I seen that, and then I seen the ones, and I've been looked over and underrated as far as what I do, but no one can take away from what I do.
Oh, wait a second. Wait. I'm going to have to cut you right here. Okay. What you do as a musician.
Okay. Music. Yeah.
Right.
We know the music because a lot of people don't know that. You know?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Okay, so January 1st, you know, everybody's watching for top 10s and top 100s and whatever.
Right.
And a friend of ours released his top 10 in rap.
Wow.
And it caused a big funk. Did you notice that list?
I didn't. I did. You were sharing with me, but I didn't get to go check it out.
Oh, okay. So D-Mill put out a list. D-Mill is a producer, musician from this area, right. And the man puts on shows. He's a promoter, right, along with being a producer. He owns a podcast studio as well.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, the man wears 1,000 hats. Yeah. Right. And so he put out his list just like he did last year. Right. And this year there was a big funk about who this top 10 was. Right. And now see, if it had been last year when the big noise would have come up, I could have been like, yeah, why is this guy able to put out a top 10 list? Right. But then I'm asking myself, it's his top 10 list. It's his top 10 list.
It's his.
Right?
Right.
That's just basic, basic respect. You give it when you see that's a man of his own. Yeah. Okay, so I was also able to work with D-Mill.
Sweet.
A few times last year.
Sweet.
Okay. He invited me to cover a couple of his shows. And I'll tell you, there was not a bad performance on any of those stages.
That's awesome.
Right?
That's awesome.
I mean, if you're one of those rap purists who likes lyricists, oh man. Let's see. Black Efron, the real Black Efron.
Wow.
A lyricist. Right? Yeah. Let's see the other guy, Savage Planet. What's his kid's name? Dakota Savage.
Okay.
The kid's a lyricist.
Right.
Right? He brought down a guy from Chicago, Bars. I can't think of the brother's name right now, but they're all lyricists.
Man.
Right?
About their stuff.
So when you look at his top 10, he's working with artists around the country. He just come back from a tour, a national tour.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I think his top 10 list is valid twice. Right? Not only is it just his list, but the man's got taste.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
He's got to be responsible for what he puts out.
That part.
Right? So I'm thinking his list is great. But there's another list that you are on.
Wow.
There's another list that you're on, being that you were born and raised in the music scene in Peoria.
Yes, indeed.
As a drummer.
That part.
Okay. I asked you when we talked.
Here we go.
Okay.
Let me get my,
Okay. Name five of the best drummers in Peoria.
In Peoria.
During your span of...
During my span?
During your span of music.
During my span, always. Tiba Jones. Shout out to my little big brother, because you older than me. Tiba Jones. You got Larry Robinson.
Yeah.
That's my dude. He was just up here. If you seen it, me and him, during his birthday party, we did like a little double set type situation. That. It was cool, laid back. It was all about him. Yeah. That's my man's. Yeah. That's my man's. Gotta give it to, around here, Frank Alexander, who is somebody that a lot of people just don't either know or don't know, like, his worth. Like when it comes down to his skill set. That dude is amazing. You know what I'm saying? I gotta highlight my man's Regis, man. Regis, man, was putting in work when we was back doing our thing. So Regis Ware, shout out to you. Bang. Bang, bang. And then it was a little dude, and I gotta give shots, and I don't want to disrespect anybody when I say this, but it was a little shorty that was coming up that I gotta put on the top 5. And his name was we called him Breon Alexander. I think he was related to the Harveys. Yeah. Little dude was amazing, and he was coming up, and that dude was that business. It was that work. Oh my goodness. Like, salute. You know what I'm saying? So, still in the land of the living, I believe, but he's not in Peoria no more longer, whatever. But during that time, I would have to give it to him. And then, of course, I gotta most definitely recognize, but for me, I'm on that 5. If you don't love yourself and you don't love the way you play, or you don't love the gift God gave to you So be it. I love my gift. I'm glad that God, allowed me to play and be who I am. And so I'm on the top 5. So like, period. It's not even, I'm not going down without saying I'm top 5. You know what I'm saying? Top 5.
You know what? Now back to my real question.
Let's go.
Okay, I told you who my top 5 was.
Yeah, you did.
I told you my top 5
Yes,
was.
you did.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Larry.
Yeah.
Always and forever.
Yeah.
Larry Robinson, Mr. Papa Kit.
Man.
You know what I mean?
That part. Beast.
Mr. Pocket.
Man.
Right?
Man, he wasn't always that, y'all. He got to that. You know what I'm saying? That dude used to, man. Okay, but anyway.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation.
And then you.
Man, bro.
And then Tiba.
Mm-hmm.
And a young man who refuses to play drums.
Bring it up.
Demetrius Perry.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, for as drummers,
yeah,
I've never had the calf strength.
Right.
I've never had the calf strength.
Right.
I have to respect some people who can keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
You keeping 7 different times.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Or more.
Yep.
I'm a little embarrassed that I quit practicing. But
Man, yo, you go back to what you gotta do, bro. Like, it don't stop.
Yeah.
It don't stop. I'm still playing. I just don't play as much, man.
Right.
But you don't stop. You get back to it and you go. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we have a deficit.
Yeah.
As far as musicians is concerned in the city of Peoria.
It's true.
And that was never the case. I gotta give one other dude a shout out.
Who is
And
that?
I gotta put him on the list where it's the half or whole. But he was coming up too, and that was Calfani Brown. Calfani was, dude was amazing. He was part of the New Life clique.
Oh,
Jermaine Green and all of them.
Right,
so
right.
all of them was kind of all interconnected. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But Calfani was another young dude that was coming up, left-hander, giving you that work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Calfani was most definitely, boom, boom. There we go.
More love.
Peoria.
More love.
Peoria.
More love.
That part.
Okay, so how do you feel about the music scene in Peoria?
It sucks.
Why?
Just I don't feel, and I'm in the conversation too. We didn't really properly teach and hand over the torch for the next aspiring musicians. We didn't do that.
There was a torch to hand off?
Man, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like from me, so Cortez and Dorsey and Isaiah, and Milton, we was all in that conversation. They was right up under us.
Right.
So we were kind of just handing it off to the ones we knew.
Right.
We weren't really looking for the ones we didn't know.
Right.
And then a lot of times, the young people couldn't come up to the instruments like it was back in our day because everybody was trying to kick them off or trying to keep them away, or they wanted the best of the best, the cream of the crop on and serving and not really laying it out like logistically to where, okay, look, we're gonna have our cream of the crop on Sundays, but hey, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever time y'all have, you be here. So we can make sure we got somebody working with you so you can go ahead and we're working with you in between time.
Right.
So we failed horribly, bro. Like I have at least 5 churches right now that have reached out to me looking for musicians, bro.
Really?
Whether it's keyboard or drums.
Seriously?
Seriously. Like they are compensating. But that's the other conversation that we're gonna have moving forward. Because I'm like, y'all not paying these people. I'm gonna use proper terms on the podcast. Y'all not paying these people nothing if they not willing to devote to the level of commitment that's really required, especially in the church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gotta be
we've had for so long, and me included. Like I cannot not include myself. Man, we sleeping with everybody. We putting it down, and then we come and get on them instruments.
Right.
Or we doing other things and then coming and serving. Like, no, we have to be able to raise the bar quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yeah. So like anybody that, we bring into the conversation of teaching, they got to be willing to learn on every level, morally, from a musician standpoint, financially, because it's like, man, they want the church to just pay all of their bills. And if they're not paying all their bills, it's like, I got beef with you. I'm not going to play. Right. Or I'm going to go find another church that's going to give me more. Like, you're never going to be at that place to where, in Peoria, to where you're getting a salary are compensated. That's going to pay all of your bills.
No.
Now, we have a few churches that I can say that do a great job at compensation.
Right.
Yes. But for the guys we are raising, we don't want that to become that
That shouldn't be the drive.
You feel me?
That shouldn't be the drive.
So therefore, and we have some things in place that we want to do to offset that to where it's really about ministry.
Right.
It's really about serving. It's okay. A laborer is higher, of their reward. You know what I'm saying? They should be compensated, So therefore, if you're coming in and doing something, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? For you to get paid, because you're not just able to come and just be a part of the service.
Right.
You are being a part of leading the service.
Right.
It's a difference.
That is true. That is true. So, how do we fix these problems?
Start training immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Well, get trainers immediately.
Okay.
Put out the word, promotion, advertising. Look, if your child got an interest, if they don't, let them just come. We can figure out if they got it or they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm going to say this. Going back to my brother and my friend, I love you, Larry. You know I do. But Larry sucked. Larry sucked, boy. Larry, I love you, bro. And I would say this to you in your face. I don't care how, my brother. But he sucked. But Larry was committed. Do you hear what I'm saying?
He was.
He was right up the street on Main Street every Sunday night, sitting right up there by the musicians, right up under where I was playing, learning everything, sucking it up.
Yeah.
Sucking it up. And I'll never forget, because I got in trouble for you, Larry. I let Larry get on, and that dude, he just wasn't ready yet. He wasn't ready yet.
He wasn't ready.
And my dad, man, he taught me a new...
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, really though? But then after that, Larry, I think his grandmother, rest in peace, Mother Lily, got him a drum set. He started practicing. And I'll say within about 3 months, that boy came and he was on and popping.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling this story. That's going into our documentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But that's my thing. Training, have trainers and then trainees, and then actually having a bridge where we can connect them to the churches. Acclimate them to the styles of music that they're doing in their church services.
Right.
But not only limited to the church services. It might be a restaurant, type or another social gathering. That we get them in tune for the type and style of music that you need to know how to play when you are in these venues.
Right.
So all of that, man, and that's what we're looking to do. Matter of fact, Melvin McAfee, man, we talked to him the other day, him and Cameron Walls. So we're looking at doing a small workshop, probably sometime in May. And so we want to already have started the conversation with young men and women that want to get into music.
Right.
And so that ball is rolling already because we're behind. So we don't want to just wait until all the dots are connected, because we're good at doing that.
Right.
But right now,
wonder why it's not working. Right.
So therefore, we need to start now. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing in establishing a creative arts school. So then we can have that as well, to where the youth can come every week, learn their craft, and keep it moving, practicing and all of that. So
I'll drop this on you. I didn't drop your name in this email.
Okay.
On purpose.
Okay.
Right? I didn't even mention the organization, but we're building.
Yeah.
Right?
It's nice, bro. I like it a lot.
When we came and talked to you about the project.
Yeah.
Right? You were just gung ho immediately.
Yeah.
And as we talked, you understood it better than I possibly could write it down.
Yeah.
Right? So we can tell that I'm not the only one who's been thinking about this.
No, not at all.
Right? I'm not the only one who thinks it's necessary.
Right.
So the young man who's producing for us right now,
right,
he sent out an email to some organizations in the city.
Right.
And the response from the leadership in those organizations has been great.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And so everybody wants to know what their part is.
Wow.
So what is your part in it?
So based on what we talked about?
Yeah.
So for me, I really want to serve in whatever way I'm needed. But understanding that I can write. I'm a lyricist too. I can write. I can produce. We can record. We can do all of those things that are necessary. And we know how to help mold and shape unruly behaviors. Yeah. You know, to where we can really teach and not spend a whole bunch of time trying to create correct behavior. Right. Because that can become exhausting for people, you know.
Quickly.
That part.
Quickly.
You know?
Yeah.
And so therefore we want to make sure that we are able to help and serve in whatever capacity that's going to be most needed. So yeah, I answer it that way.
So how do you like being a role model?
Man, I'll say it's easy for me because I am who I am, organically, unapologetically me. Like, you know, some people that are around me, they might hear me use choice words. Some people might, you know, see the side that's really, really like aggressive. You know, but I help anybody that's around me that I'm mentoring or coaching, you know, be you, but always be you. So even if you have to go back and make it right because you did something wrong, it was just probably merely a lack of understanding or a misunderstanding that caused you to respond that way or reply that way or even take it in a certain way. Because sometimes we don't ask certain specific questions so that we gather a full understanding.
Perspective.
That part.
Perspective.
We don't. So like for me, I love it, man. And you know, you seen like I got my grandkids, they wait for me to chop it up with them, you know, so I get to model them on how a man or a male is supposed to treat you. My older daughters, you know, hey, we talk about things, you know, so it's modeling on all levels. My adult sons, you know, I get to model with them like, yo, like, we got to change this up. Yeah, you still going through things and you trying. The world is crazy. Peoria has changed significantly, bro. Yeah. And so therefore, like, how do we adjust to all this stuff that's going on without compromising? So therefore, it's always trying to teach and coach. How do we do this without compromising, without getting caught up, being a better person, remaining who you truly are, instead of allowing other things to take over and change you into something that really is not who you are. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I love it, man. Like, I wouldn't change it for nothing. I love it, bro. And it's, you know, like I said, I don't really care about what people say. I don't care about what people think. And I think my grandmother was the one that told my father, which told me, it was this that helped me to get through life, but I used it adversely at first. Because when you hear what I'm gonna say, you're gonna be like, that's deep. But she said to him, and he told me, he said, Robbie, it's not what people think about you, it's what you think about people. Bars.
Really? Break that down for me. I might be slow.
No, it's not what people could think. When they look at me, sometimes people think that I'm rough around the edges. They say that. I had an older gentleman tell me, he said, people don't like to deal with you because they said you too rough, you too woo. People don't know how to take you. That's because you don't know me though. You haven't sat down at a table to get to hear what I have to say and answer any questions that you might have concerning me. So therefore, it's not what you think about me, it's what I think about you. And if I look at you and say, you are hesitant to come and learn about me, I say, you're missing one of the best jewels that God has ever given to Peoria. Because I'm a jewel, I'm a gem. I'm one of the realest guys that you will ever want to know in this city. And I can go and sit with people that are $1 million money makers, literally at tables. I have great friends that are millionaires. But then I could go talk to that little boy that's in jail now fighting for his life. You know what I'm saying? Because he was caught up in some stuff, and I could walk into his hood and I could walk down their street. You know what I'm saying? And I could go all the way back. You know what I'm saying? And sit in those other upper echelon areas and articulating dialogue with the greatest, you know what I'm saying, that have, and when I say the greatest, I'm just talking about they've approached the greatest level, one of the greatest levels in life, to where now I don't have to worry about living from paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
When you don't have to do that, you live in a whole different zone. Like your element is different.
Yeah, life is different.
Your children, they get a different perspective of life.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So therefore,
It's the truth.
so role modeling, and when I can show kids this, and I don't brag on what I got and what I don't got. You can have and attain anything you want. My life is good, bro. I'm 46. I haven't lived from paycheck to paycheck probably for the last 5 years.
Ooh.
You feel me? But it took me a time to understand what that looks like, what it feels like, because a lot of people don't know what it is. They don't know what it feels like.
Right. It's not the come up, it's the grow up. Right? See, yeah, that's one of those things we had in the 90s. Everybody wanted to come up. I'm about to come up.
Bro, but if you can't sustain it, and when you start thinking about it, you should have enough money in your account to last for a year. If you lost everything, you got enough in your account to last you for a year. We don't get those conversations.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
We don't talk about passive income. So like, what does that mean? Bro, so I love being a role model when I can share this information with the guys, and I got 2 young men starting a job this week, bro.
Ooh, congrats.
You feel me?
Congrats.
One is 19, one is 20. One has been, criminalized. He been in all kinds of stuff. But when I asked him to go get his GED, he went and did that, passed it on the first round, bro.
Ooh.
You feel me?
So he wasn't slow.
Man.
He was just making choices.
Making choices.
Just making choices.
That's it. But they both starting working, and then they in the trades program, so then they can elevate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Grow up.
Oh, shoot.
So these are the things, bro. These are the things, bro. Like, I'm excited. So yeah, I could go on and on.
I think we just came up with a whole new list of hashtags. Right?
Quotables.
Dope.
I told you I'm silly,
Dope.
I'm sarcastic. Don't even do me though. Don't do me right now.
Right. Wrong time. All right. So, knowing that you have an impact on other people's Peoria life.
Wow. Yeah.
And still having the full bodiness of self. Right? Do you have to be humble?
Yes.
Do you need to be humble?
Have to.
Is there value in humility?
Ooh. Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. I wrote a book. I ain't even tell you about this part.
Okay.
I got a book. It's called Educated.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the first things I talk about in the book. Because it's really like a self-help book. Mm-hmm. It's not long-winded and all that other stuff, but value. Mm-hmm. We have to understand that we have value in ourselves and that we have to value ourselves. But sometimes it takes others to see and find the value in you so they can show you. Mm-hmm. And then you can
there's your belief.
Engage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, there's your
so
belief.
You gotta, I value humility because I understand people be like, oh, I did that. You didn't do nothing, sucker. You didn't even wake yourself up this morning, bro.
Ooh,
like, come on, man, let's get to it, bro. It took a status of mind for you to understand what you needed to do for all of your being, all of your organs and all of your veins and all your muscles to work together harmoniously for you to get to where you had to, so you could put your shirt on, so you could brush your stinking mouth, bro. Ooh. Like, so come on, man. Like, man, because I worked with people with disabilities before. So God, he really, man, and I thank him, and I'm for real, because I rock with God. Hear me that. That's my dude. That's the one I serve. I'm with him and him alone. But he put me in a place to where I work with the disabled, bro. So literally, I'm having to cleanse them. Yeah. I'm having to make sure that they stay clean because they can't do things on their own. Right. Having to feed them. Bro, and God put me there. Now that I think about what you just said, way back then, so I would never forget that could be me. Right. And it still could be me depending on what's going to be in the future. I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I know I planted a seed, and it was a righteous seed, bro.
You know
I didn't take advantage of the people. I stayed humble. I sat up there and I was there for years, bro. It wasn't like I just went over there and I was in and out.
Right.
I stayed with them people, man. I love them people. Just like you see me how I love the kid. I love those people.
Right.
I loved our people.
Right.
And so now I can say it's value and humility, bro. That's deep. It's value. Because people wouldn't even know that I had a job doing that, bro.
Right.
You feel me?
People don't believe that I do it. People don't believe it. It's one of the best jobs you can have.
Man, bro, I really honestly want to go back to it. Like, pause. I really do, but I wanna actually run a house, like to where it's my house so I can make sure, yeah. Woo. So I have the right people in there, bro, because you gotta have the right people in there, bro.
It take people that care.
Man, that part.
Yeah.
And make sure they're gonna get the activities. They're gonna get, their food that they're supposed to be getting, man. So anyway, that's another story. Value and humility. Man, this guy. This guy right here.
Come on, man.
Life. All right.
Come on.
All right. I'm gonna get serious.
Okay. You got me going back to my notes now. That was deep. I appreciate that. What is your effect on others' Peoria life?
I say when people see me, or they're able to engage, they see hope. Mm-hmm. They see a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. They see a man that don't quit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna figure out how to get it done, if it's meant to be done. Mm-hmm. And then I see that we have this type of work to do, so now we can get it out to others so that they can better understand.
Yes.
Because I've never been that guy that wanted to talk in interviews and stuff like that.
Right.
Because honestly, if we be candid,
right,
I really wasn't feeling people like that.
Right.
And because a lot of times people already have processed and perceived who you are and how you move. Mm-hmm. You'll be amazed, like, just at some of the things that I've heard about myself from other people that have never.
In this town.
Yeah. You've never taken the time to sit at a table with me, call me on the phone, send me a letter, you know what I'm saying? Just to figure out and know what we're doing, you know, on multiple levels, you know? So, the greatest impact, though, because that's one thing you said, right? Mm-hmm. Is so for leaving Dream Center, like that talk about Dream Center and youth services, I started my own not-for-profit about 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. Well, in 2017, something like that. So
that's only
5 years ago.
5 years.
But we have been doing, you know how you be doing stuff already.
Right.
But literally born, certified, public documentation about 5 years ago. And so what we did is, because I'm sharing a lot, y'all, so please get the book when it come out. Okay, so you see, I'm just nicely dropping. I'm sorry.
We have a whole nother series coming out about Peoria authors.
So here we go. So
don't worry.
I was, me and my wife was going through a crazy time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My first wife, you know, Tanza, my G. Yeah, so we still cool. We still good. We was married for 19 years, bro.
Wow.
We was together for about 24. But, you know, I was in a crazy place. They kicked me out the crib. I left, you know what I'm saying, willingly, because I was just like, my babies and her, y'all got it. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to get myself together.
Right.
In that process, though, I didn't know men had it that hard when I said I'm going to willingly leave.
You didn't know.
When I said I was going to willingly leave, I was like, man, maybe I should have buttered up. I should have been like, man, send some flowers, send a nice little band over there to the front yard, man. You know, play some Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, but bro, like.
Devon Doss, your topic just came up.
So, man, bro, like, so I go and my brother, he lived not too far. And I had to stay in a room. I had to stay in a bedroom, and I felt like isolated. I felt like deprived as a man. Like, you know, I'm really stuck in a room. Like, I can't just navigate around the house, because he had a young lady he was, you know, with at that time. And it was like, dang, I'm in this room. Like, of course, I was still working and all those things, but when you, as a man, grown man, that's got
can't socialize in your front room.
Right. I can't go, man, if I just want to air dry today, ain't no air drying. I love my birthday suit, hey, but I'm sorry, bro. I told you I'm crazy, though. So when I came to that conclusion, I was like, dang, but it was a learning lesson. Value and humility, bro.
Yeah.
I had to stay in my lane. I had to stay in my place. I had to stack my chips and move, and I had to crawl. Then I began to walk.
Right.
Got out, bought a crib, cashed out on it, and I was able to fix that joint, and I was able to move in and start rebuilding. But when we started the organization, I had this person basically donate a house to us. We fixed it up, and it was a 5-bedroom house.
Nice.
And I was like, look, I want to give men an opportunity that's trying to shift and change their lives to just be able to take like 1.5 years to 2 years to where they can be in our program, have a program fee to where they, have a room, but they have, a couple of bathrooms that they share and move. And the thing is work. Right. So you can get out of this position, stack your bread and move.
Indeed.
That part. Right. Because we know, and in my mind, I was like, if I can give them a room, they working, they doing their thing, they keep the crib clean, I become a reference for them. You know what I'm saying? I can get them, they then stack $3,000-$4,000. If I take that to a landlord, even if my credit is bad, or I might have some stuff on my background, I know if I drop $4,000,
question's gone.
It's gone. In most cases, because I done paid up over half the year. Now we ain't got nothing to talk about. Right. And bro, so my thing, the impact, and I'm gonna show you my dual face just because it's gonna be on the website sooner than later. But took this young man in, he was all of about 21 years old, and he's like, man, yo, I'm going through it. I'm going through it. I need somewhere, and I knew him because he was part of our program before. Come on, man. He's working full time. Got in the crib, paid on time, paid his little fee, program fee, on time, every time. Even when his car broke down, he flipped and got something else situated because he had a little small, resource. You know what I'm saying? But he had that village around him a little bit. And so got another car, kept moving. It's like, I got to check this up. I'm working on my credit. He got his credit score up to 640. And had about $3,000, and he came to me. He said, "Man, Mr. Rob, thank you for everything. I appreciate you, man. I'm ready to go ahead and move out because by this time it was about 1.5 years, right? And this is my man's right here.
I know the face.
Yeah,
I know the face. Yeah.
Yep. So my man's came through, and I was like, that was one of the greatest victories. Yeah. For me, seeing that young man be able to change his life up. Right. Get to a place where he needed to get to and spread his wings, man. And he been off doing this thing for about the last 1.5 years.
So you helped the young man through his entire transition.
That part.
His entire rebuilding, rebranding, right? Corporate restructuring, right? However he chose to name it. Yep. He had a secure spot to do that.
That part.
Commendable.
Man.
That's a blessing, my man.
That's it.
And again, thank you.
Man. All of God, man.
Thank you.
All of God.
Listen, avenues have no exceptions, right?
Right.
If it's on there, anybody can run it.
That part. Yeah. Yeah.
Building those avenues.
Right.
You determine who hits those streets first.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Yeah. Pretty dope. So, this is your ISO. This is your ISO. Robbie Criss, thank you for coming into the studio to hang out with me today.
Man, appreciate it, man. Love all day.
I appreciate you. I thank you on behalf of the entire city. Thank you.
Man, humble, man. Thank you, bro.
There's some more work in front of you, though.
Yes, sir.
So, before you leave, though.
Okay.
I want you to look into either one of these cameras, and I want you to tell people, what does Peoria Life mean to you?
Wow. It means to me beginning to the end. For real.
Yeah.
Peoria Life. Yes. Peoria Life. And now let me ask you, are we talking about from the organization business or just the life of Peoria?
Peoria Life.
Thank you. I just want to make sure we was there. It means, like I said, the beginning to the end, man. I was born here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been raised here.
Mm-hmm.
And to the end, I will always carry Peoria with me as my home ground, you know, my learning, you know, camp, you know, my stumping ground, you know, good, bad, and ugly. Let's get that right too, you know?
Right.
So therefore, man, it's the beginning to the end, man. And I will always carry Peoria, you know, with me in my heart because I do love the city. It's been some crazy stuff, you know, that has happened to us, but God was able to help us to understand we had to go through these things for us to see and be able to understand what the end could be. And so I'm seeing what the end can and will be. And that's, you know, leaving a legacy of, you know, other musicians that will come up, other young men that I just showed you, and other men that, you know, don't even look like you and I. We help everybody, bro. Seeing young people coming through Dream Center Peoria program that will go off to be lawyers and whatever they choose to be, news broadcasting, trades, have their own businesses. Like, bro, that's Peoria Life, man. We make the best, we breed the best, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. We make the best and breed the best from the start to the end. We gonna win. We gonna knock it out the park. Peace, love, Rob Criss, yo, at you. Thanks, Ced.
You're welcome, sir.
Thanks, Mr. A back there. I can't say your name, it's tricky, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mr. Reddy.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.